It's heartbreaking.
Wow. That is horrible. Oh.
I just realized I was on mute. Sorry. But I was just saying, so sorry to hear that, Kelley. I was just sorry to hear that.
Oh, Mary, are you okay?
Yeah.
No, this is emotional. That it's Sandy Hook all over again. Like the taboo.
What innocent babies.
This might sound harsh, but I'm almost wondering if people who are. This guy was obviously mentally ill. He was posting stuff like that, totally inappropriate. The guy in Florida that shot up at the high school, he had the cops called on him a bunch of times over guns and stuff.
Yep.
This is terrible, but you know what? I feel like people who are, in some terms, whatever, mentally ill, get sometimes free passes. Yeah. And your mental illness isn't an excuse to hurt another person, much less children.
I know.
Children. You didn't just hurt those kids, you destroyed their families. I just don't think it's an excuse anymore. I think that mentally ill people should get the same amount of jail time as people who are not mentally ill. If I steal something from a store and you steal the same thing, right? Well, I got a TBI, so I'm gonna try to get off because I got diagnosed with something forever ago. Is that fair? Hell no. And
they should never get a gun. That's for sure.
Well, the fact that he was posting kids be scared and the other guy in Florida, he had the cops called on him for firing those weapons multiple times. This doesn't need to happen. What if they would have locked him up, first offense? Oh, you're threatening somebody. We don't care that you're mentally ill. We're locking you up. I'm sorry, but I'm all for people getting well. I'm all for people with mental illnesses getting well. I really am. But there are tons of people out in this world with mental illness that don't go out of their way to hurt children. Like, god damn.
Going all the way back to Columbine, one of the killers had a website threatening to kill kids in high school, and the other kids' parents brought it to the school's attention. They brought it to the police attention, and nothing was done.
Well, they were told, well, he's getting therapy. He's going through something. He's ill. He's got mental health issues.
Yeah,
and I'm sorry, that excuse. There's no excuse for. I'm sorry, but I don't know if the answer is to take away the guns, or I don't know if it's to have vets start circling these schools. Because
I don't understand how this guy got into the school to begin with. Because
he shot at the window.
Oh.
He shot and kept shooting at the window, and then he
jumped in.
And another thing I want people to think about: there are shootings all the times in cities. I'm not going to deny it. There's drive-by shootings all the time. But you never see anything like this. I don't know why. Because chances are some whack job shows up. First of all, it's more guarded in the city. And if somebody shows up at an elementary school like that, chances are there's someone in that school that's carrying.
Yeah.
Like, that's so terrible. But, you don't see this at high schools in the cities because chances are one of those kids is carrying something. You don't see this. I don't know. I just have so many mixed feelings about this. Of people making out that these school shooters are victims as well. No, it's not a victim. People have mental illness all the time, and they don't go out of their way to hurt children. Oh, because that's narcissism at its max. Oh, because you're miserable because grandma didn't get you your PlayStation or God knows whatever it was, and you not only hurt your grandmother, but 18 families, not to mention the teachers. But I just noticed that the city schools are more guarded. I'm not saying crime doesn't happen in those schools. I'm not saying that. But and this is like elementary school. They're the most vulnerable. They're more vulnerable than high schoolers. Yeah. If there's a shooting at a high school, the kids are going to know to run.
Right.
Those babies didn't know what to do. That's what scares me.
Yeah.
Well, I want to say that I don't have much to say except that I'm devastated, and I've been thinking about it this whole time while they're trying, because
I don't even. This is why I hate sending him to public school. Yeah, I don't even want to do it no more. I want to homeschool something. I can see why parents are so afraid.
Yeah.
I think laws are going to need to change. I don't know if it's going to be guns or mental health or what, but
I think it has to be a combination. They have to do both.
I'm sick of people getting off because of mental illnesses for crimes. The crime's a crime. That's like saying, well, my parents were divorced or my parents were together, so I'm a little more screwy that way. No, a crime's a crime.
That's why I'm glad that James Holmes was convicted, because he was definitely mentally ill. He was a paranoid schizophrenic. He was horribly ill, but he was convicted anyway. That was the Aurora movie theater killer. I watched that whole trial too.
Maybe they can, I was texting my husband Sean about it, and he was like, well, maybe they need to get veterans to start patrolling these elementary schools. And honestly, they're the most vulnerable. There's more metal detectors and more security in high schools, and I get why. But if you were to put the two scenarios, your high schooler has a much better chance than the elementary schoolers.
Yeah.
Same thing with middle school. You got to protect the most vulnerable, and they are the most vulnerable. Like, I love my kid bits and pieces. He wouldn't know to run. He'd be for the the high schoolers would know.
Well, I know with my daughter in school, they're teaching them there are shooter drills now.
Yeah,
True, that is correct.
even large companies. My company does shooter drills every year.
It's mainly for the teachers.
Yeah.
It's mainly for the teachers because children will freeze and scream. A reason behind their psyche. I'm saying
No
it doesn't
excuse.
matter.
Right.
Doesn't matter. I know that sounds really, really cruel of me, and I'm not trying to take away from mental illness. I'm really not. But at the end of the day, if you know that you have a problem and you're hearing things in your head, that is your responsibility to take care of that. Nobody else's but you. And sadly, when these officers go and respond to whenever these people are having their meltdown moments, they normally don't arrest them. Like that one kid in Florida, 5 times, and he actually fired those weapons. 5 times. Had they arrested him, those kids wouldn't have been killed that day. And I'm all for people getting help for mental illness, but you got to lock them up. I'm not saying lock up all mentally ill people, but what I'm saying is when someone's having a freak out or is being a threat to society or threatening society, you need to protect society first. That comes first.